Michael, that alley-oop is going to be the thing we see over and over again here. The clinching play in Game 5 as the block was in Game 4. But that big three, Michael, that doesn't get the shine for whatever reason that a lot of other big threes around the NBA does. Put up near historic numbers tonight, 88 points in Game 5. How do you put their performance into context?
It was virtually flawless. I mean, Tim Legler alluded to it already, other than some missed free throws from Giannis late in the game. And actually won by Middleton as well to sort of let Phoenix back in this. To get that big three to play that well in a game on the road, you don't want to have to come back here. I mean, for Game 7, even if you win Game 6 at home, for those three to play like that. And Drew Holiday started it. I mean, he was just all over Chris Paul defensively early. It was sort of amazing that Chris, with whatever was ailing him with that hand, was able to play himself back into Chris Paul form late. And I think he hit all three of his threes in this game as well. But Drew Holiday was so aggressive defensively, and that seemed to get him going offensively. And then by the time Middleton got into it in the middle third of the game, and then Giannis late as the closer, again, except the free throws, I don't know how you can expect for any big three to play better than the Bucks' big three did tonight.
They get 32 from Giannis, 29 from Chris Middleton, 27 from Drew Holiday in the win. Michael, on the other side, Phoenix shoots 55% from the field. They shoot 62% from three-point range in their building, and they lose. Monty Williams, who's been so good with messages to his team in this series and all season long. I mean, what's the message to your team after you lose with that kind of a performance?
Yeah, I don't know where they go. They're going to have to dig a place deeper than most of those players on the Suns have ever dug before or even tried to. Chris Paul has been in close to this situation. I mean, the rest have not. They've got to dig someplace really deep to sort of, not to motivate themselves. I mean, you see how this team, how hard they played, how resolute they were late when it looked like they had no chance to come back. But now they've got to do this again. You got to go get how many points from Devin Booker? You know, I had the pleasure of sitting next to Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas tonight to watch this game here in Phoenix. And I remember I said to Isaiah, if Booker doesn't get 45 or more, they can't win this game. They were just so far down, and people were chipping in a little bit at a time. I know Ayton had 20 points and 10 rebounds, but he wasn't the force that we've seen earlier in this series or in other playoff series this season, this postseason for Phoenix. So where do you go? And it's going to be interesting what it is they come up with. Maybe, and this may be the important thing, we saw Chris Paul look like Chris Paul again. And again, hurting. I know he's not going to talk about it. I don't know that anybody outside the team knows specifically, you know, how badly Chris is hurting and what's going on with that hand, but something is. But he played his way through it. And can he start in that place in Game 6 in Milwaukee, a game now that the Suns have to have? Remember, the Phoenix Suns have not faced elimination. They've only trailed once in this postseason, 2-1 to the Lakers before they took the Lakers out with 3 consecutive wins. So the Suns are in an altogether new, unfamiliar place for them. And Chris Paul and Devin Booker are going to have to be at their best and get help to get this series back to Phoenix for Game 7.
Which you would expect from those two. This terrific perspective from Michael Wilbon on a night we were treated to a classic Game 5 in Phoenix.